Hey, so we are here for opening night of Mamma Mia at Pioneer Theater Company.
Pretty great. This show is a lot of fun. This show's been around for a little while, but kind of a brief history of the show, or a brief rundown of the show is there's a daughter and a mom, and they live on an island in Greece, and she's about to get married. She wants to know who her dad is. So she's reading through some journals of her mom's and comes across 3 options of who the dad could be, and the story kind of unfolds from there. But this is a classic story, one of those classic shows that's been around for a long time, set to the wonderful music of ABBA.
Dancing Queen. Love that song.
Yeah, we're here at Pioneer. We're going to go in and check it out. We're going to talk to you about Mamma Mia. We had a chance to go opening night at Pioneer Theater here in Salt Lake City. It was wonderful to go and see the show again. It's been a minute since that we got a chance to see this one. I don't think we actually have ever seen that one together.
Not together. It was a first.
This show's been around for a long time. This show has a lot of fan mail. All right, so what was your first good?
You know, people knock jukebox musicals, but I'm sorry. I think they're fun, and I love ABBA music. I grew up on ABBA music, which is funny because it's not really my age group, but I have siblings and, you know. But yeah, I found myself, like, as soon as we got into the car, I turned on the actual ABBA greatest hits. I love the music. It's so fun, and, you know, it's interesting to see how they take a song that you grew up listening to and weave it into this plot that you're like, oh, okay, that's not really what I thought that song on the radio was about, but okay, cool.
And who knows, maybe that's not what it was about, but they made it about that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think my first good was I really liked the sidekicks. So the plot of the show is the mom and her 2 friends used to be in this singing group way back when. Specifically, Rosie, or Mary Fanning Driggs. She was wonderful. She was a lot of fun. I've always really connected to this character because she kind of just owns it, and she's just putting herself out there, and she's having so much fun. She's got a couple of really great lines of dialogue, and she just delivered them really well. And then you could tell she just was so excited to be back in that costume and to just groove into this music. What was your number 2?
You know, my number 2, it's funny. I'm gonna kind of break the rules a little bit. Number 2 is I'm really glad Pierce Brosnan wasn't in this and singing, because I'm sorry, I don't love him.
Stick to Bond, dude. Stick to Bond.
Exactly. But no, Colleen Sexton, she plays Donna. Wow, her voice, like, you know, if I hadn't read the playbill, I would have been like, wow, that girl had to have been on Broadway. Her voice was so, like, powerful, but it also was so, like, vulnerable at certain points. Like, I really loved that lead character of Donna.
Yeah, she did really well. I liked her as well. I think my second one, shocking, was the set. I talk about the set a lot, talk about lighting a lot, but this one was fun. It was different than the way I'd seen it done before, but it was also familiar. I mean, obviously this show, a lot of people have a lot to say about it. It's been around for a long time, and so you can't drastically change everything. But they did have some fun with it. I liked the way that it moved. I liked the way that they incorporated the different spaces. I think it really helped the story flow well.
Yeah. So as far as opportunities go, you know, I think part of this was probably, we didn't have the greatest opening night crowd with us.
Yeah.
You know, the energy just wasn't there that night. You know, when I've seen it at other places, afterwards we're all dancing in the audience and we're having fun, and like, I was wanting to, but then I was like, I kind of felt dumb because nobody else was doing it.
They were having a hard time just getting people to clap with them. So.
I don't know what it was, because I honestly feel like the performers gave everything, and so maybe it was just that crowd. So I'm sorry, if you're gonna go see Mamma Mia, go and be ready to have a good time and dance.
Get up and own that ABBA music. I think my opportunity was the music in this one. I really liked the music and the songs, don't get me wrong. It was mostly just, there was some kind of missing element. I'm not sure what it was. And for me, when I'd seen this before, and kind of the way I imagined it and like it, was they had this little bit separation from the regular musical storytelling ones to the really, you know, heavy-hitting disco-style ones that everybody kind of knows. And there just wasn't quite that atmosphere or that feeling that comes on when those heavy-hitting songs come on, you know? Maybe it was energy, maybe it was, I don't know what it was, but the really powerful songs just didn't hit as hard for me as they have in previous versions when I've seen the show.
You know, I wonder if part of that, like, I felt like some of the sound levels, like the mixing, it was a little bit off. Like, sometimes I heard the ensemble really strong, but not the leads as much, so I don't know if that had something to do with it.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. Like, overall, this show was a lot of fun. I mean, it is Mamma Mia. There's a movie. There's an entire universe of this show. People love it or they hate it, and they kind of skate that fence, but to me, it's always been one that's just good to go get up and, you know, dance to music I normally wouldn't listen to.
And, you know, there's another movie coming out. Apparently, a Cher.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, I can't think of something that I would add to the Mamma Mia world, but we're going to add Cher to it. We'll see how it goes. So we'll see how that is. We had a great time going up to Pioneer Theater. They just, we did a recap video with their season, so you can check that out and see what their season is this year. We have our countdown to the Tonys coming up. We're going to have a whole series of videos from the shows that we saw in New York, and we're going to kind of count them down and tell you what we think about, you know, who's going to win, who should win, who's probably going to win but maybe shouldn't win. We'll talk through all of those things and kind of do that as we discuss these shows over the next couple weeks. But it's good to be back.
Yeah.